Occupant Sin 4. Occupant Sin 4.
Oh
God.
It never ends.
This is one of the type of cards I did after the fact again. And I styled it on the Nintendo 64 cover of Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Which is where I nicked the only 4 sign in the corner.
It's weird how Sumeda's dress is quite visible, despite the fact that everyone else on her level is completely in silhouette.
I think that was a stylistic choice.
Yeah.
I know the background was just cropped out of one of the random panels, which is why it looks pixely as hell. Because I've just blown it up. Because I couldn't be bothered to draw another church, because I'm lazy.
It's a style.
And I've done something in the background. I think I just used some sort of paintbrush tool.
Yeah.
I guess you did the shading?
Yeah, I did the shading. I tried to do a proper painting job, although I haven't really smudged it very well.
It looks alright. I've cocked up holding the gun there. I don't know what's going on with the hand there.
It's not terrible. I've drawn worse.
And also whatever Dr. Salvador, whatever I called him, Galva, something.
Yeah, he's doing something quite weird there, isn't
There's
he?
a chainsaw. He's like he's doing some sort of swimsuit model pose, almost.
Yeah, almost. It's a bit strange.
Hey, baby, you wanna...
I think with the heavy drive I put on Payne's eyes, it does look like he's wearing makeup.
It looks alright. It's fine. Story arc 1, and because obviously every type card's going to have a quote from a villain of some form, and I chose a quote from one of my favourite Bond films, Tomorrow Never Dies, which is Elliot Carver. Soon I'll have reached out to and influenced more people than anybody in the history of the planet save God himself, and the best he had managed was the sermon on the back.
I'm not sure what that has to do with Occupant Sin, though.
Because it was about a religious cult.
Oh, yeah!
And their goals were to influence everyone into their way of thinking.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose that one.
Okay, that makes sense.
I can't remember why I chose the Lupin one for the first title card. I think it's just because...
Foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing that he's a criminal. What year was this? 2008, I think.
This was another one of the title cards that you did about a year or so after the rest of the stuff, isn't it?
Oh, that's why I based Dr. Salvador.
Oh, because he's supposed to be waving the chainsaw,
but not like that.
No.
Although, the one in the original picture, how's that handle working out? Is it... Oh, I see, it's actually... I've misunderstood that when I've drawn it. I've assumed it was on a stick or something. I remember I had a bloody hard time with the font, though. Just trying to get it to look half decent. Okay.
Occupant Sin number 1.
Occupant Sin number 1. We start with a bit of paper. I don't know what kind of report paper this is because it's quite small, isn't it? It's like a slip.
They just kind of written it on the bottom of the page. So there's a massive gap above it. It's just plain white. I think the typewriter was broken.
But nobody caught on to the fact that I've called it Report RE4. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Mr. Penn Captain due to travel to Spain, close a deal with European criminal Don Salvatore concerning some new biological weaponry. Due to the road environment the captain has established a deal to take place in. Oh, Captain.
Oh, God damn it, Captain.
No armed support should be accompanying Mr. Payne and the Captain. That sounds like a great idea.
God damn it, Captain!
Yeah, but who decided they weren't going to take anyone with them? It's like the worst idea ever. I know Payne's always been a bit hands-on.
I don't know, it's hard to tell sometimes. I don't know if he's very into micromanaging, or if he tends to delegate all the tasks he really can't be asked to do to the captain. So maybe the captain did come up with all the planning for this, and then Payne's just there going, why did I do that? All right, I'm lazy.
I put some real effort into these opening ones with the lighting and trying to get all the textures. I'm using textures.
I know.
They look horrible, but I'm using them.
I think this is around this point you definitely had Paint Shop Pro because I'd given it
These
to you.
These are Paint Shop Pro textures, definitely.
Yeah.
No shading underneath them on certain panels, but that's because I was texturing everything to buggery. There was no layers, so I just textured everything. Yeah,
this was before we'd worked out layers, so we were just kind of doing everything all on the one layer still. That's why the shading's not particularly brilliant as well.
And I don't know why I went with the whole monologue thing for the opening. I think I was trying to make it a bit tense.
Yeah. But
I really hate the idea that Payne thinks in Bradley Hand ITC. If there's a font for him and his force, it's not Bradley Hand.
No.
I'm sure I've misspelled someone.
Oh, God, you have.
Simone. Simone is pulling the strings behind all this, I'm sure of it. We never met Simone.
Girl Simone, no.
Well, it's too late to fix it now. Leave it as it is. People are going to be reading the comic thinking, who's this Simone character? When do we get to see Simone, the real guy behind all of this?
That's number 21.
21, The Arrival.
There's 70 odd of these things.
There's 70 odd of these things. I really don't know why I went that far, but everything's still textured to buggery. I've drawn a car, some sort of hatchback, Two-seater hatchback.
Yeah, it's not the same one that was parked up in Detulux earlier, so I don't know which one's actually Payne's car.
I don't know if maybe it's a rental. Could be a rental car.
Maybe. I guess he wouldn't have driven all the way to Spain.
Captain's got a zipper on his flak jacket. That'll get forgotten very quickly, I think.
Yeah.
And then I think I had to use like screenshots for most of this, or I was going through taking pictures of the.
Yeah.
I might have been actually taking pictures. I
you were.
remember
You were taking pictures.
taking pictures of the screen because apparently I didn't think to go to the internet, or maybe my internet connection was that good.
Yeah, I think that you still have dial-up at this point, or a very, very slow computer anyway.
Oh, Captain. He just literally whips out his gun from nowhere. So he's changed from fright in one panel to some... I mean, this is a bit of a reverse one. You pointed out this before, where Captain's very competent in this first panel, and it's Payne being a bit naive.
Well, yeah, I like to use this as an example of Payne being very naive because of the amount effort he goes to try and kind of justify the farmer's actions, but at the same time, Captain's quite out of character as well, because Captain's character hasn't quite been pinned down yet, because we also see him being a crack shot at shooting down crows and things, so...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, Captain's kind of weird in these first few panels, whereas I think how Payne is acting all naive is actually a character trait he still has.
Yeah, because I think sometimes I do have it where Captain's pointing out the obvious, and Payne's got to see the wood for the trees, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'd like to call it Baldrick syndrome, because in the very first series of Blackadder was the incompetent one, and Baldrick, his manservant, was the smart one.
Yeah.
He used to do all the
he was a conniving little bloke, wasn't he?
And Blackadder was suddenly more competent in the second series, onwards. 22, Country Delights.
Yes.
Where I misspelt Pubello and I turned it into a joke.
Yes.
Because I think there is actually a sign for Pueblo in the game.
Yeah, there is. Which is why you put a sign there as well.
The captain's being competent again, look. He's just stopped his boss from stepping on a very obvious
bear trap.
And then suddenly we have the first of his actions where Captain assumes does the wrong thing.
But he was very gun happy. You know? I guess he still has that trait because his first reaction to trying to save someone was shooting them out of the ropes. But I don't know. I don't think so much as showing that he's competent as a case of I have this gun and I want to use it because I look cool.
23. Carry on crows. Oh, I see what I did there. Pun on carrion. Carrion crows. Funny. Captain's still shooting everything. Because we were pointing out that Resident Evil has a weird system where animals carry grenades and money.
Don't know how Payne managed to stash that entire chest full of...
hammer space. He's got his coat, his pockets are bigger on the inside. And then we get a bit of callback humour to the Detulux garden. Is this the first one where I started putting a tagline on the bottom?
Yeah, I think so.
First time I started putting like a last minute sort of commentary on stuff.
Yeah.
Most people use the old tag, so when you hop over
but because you're putting all this on Demon Art, you don't really have that at your disposal.
No. Local church for local people.
Oh god.
It was very random in Resident Evil 4 when Leon just looks around and is like, where's everyone gone? Bingo?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Do you think that was lost in translation or something?
Maybe, otherwise Capcom, maybe they just think that that's the way Americans think, whereas a case, they think this is really big in America for this random groups to shuffle off to play bingo.
The village looks awful as well. I've tried my best, I think, when I've drawn this to match the ones in the actual village.
And that's the best background I've seen so far.
The only background you've seen so far. Most of the background, there was background in some of the other ones.
Yeah, there was forest in the last
still texture to buggery, everything looks like it's made out of paper.
Yeah. I forget what you decided to texture everything.
I thought it looked good.
Oh, yeah.
We get introduced to not Lord Sadler, Lord Berner. Berner.
Yeah.
Because saddle is another word for burn.
Yeah.
So
he burdens everyone.
And I point out that Matalo sounds very similar to Bingo. It's a pretty good joke, actually. I don't mind the joke so much in this one.
To be fair, that one Granada, is that what he's called?
Yes.
Yeah, the only word he seems to be capable of saying is Matalo, so he is Matalo Man.
Matalo Man. And then my first Halloween picture.
Yay!
Where I must have got into Lupin around this time because they're interested in Lupin and Jugan.
Yeah, instead of doing a background, you just decide to set them on fire.
They're in hell, I don't know. It's a fiery inferno.
It's a poster, it doesn't have to make sense.
Using the awful Paint Shop Pro flame tool. Just over and over. All I can think of is fire. I bring you to burn. local cuisine.
The captain showing that he's still a complete moron.
Well, yeah, he's suddenly taken on this kleptomaniacal bent.
Yeah, I think that is actually a trait he has as well, isn't it?
I think it is, but it's nice to see some more characteristics come through.
Yeah, at this point you're still just trying to work out who the captain was, weren't you? Because before this he was some just generic henchman bloke.
And now he's showing his first signs of ignorance, do you want to say? Where he's just chewing some meats that have been left out, and it's roasted Spanish policeman, and he carries on anyway with taste bugs.
Yeah. A little bit thick, the captain.
And then there's a thing at the end about morphogenic fields, which is actually a load of rubbish. So to do with the chicken taste, everything tastes like chicken because of morphogenic fields. On to herbs now. Just lots of standing around talking about Resident Evil conventions, and it's true that every Resident Evil game's got herbs all these days.
That is how you heal in a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, you smoke up. And then we get some random Spanish people.
Yeah.
And the background's gone. It's just brown.
It's just
Everything's brown. Nothing's been replaced by brown. I just couldn't be bothered to draw backgrounds in half the panels. I couldn't even, didn't even copy paste them because we didn't use layers.
Yeah.
So I couldn't stick them on a separate background layer because there wasn't a background layer.
And you laughed at me when I first said, "Look, I discovered how to use layers, surely." They will revolutionise everything.
And now I use them all the time.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, more language stuff. So, language barrier. Hola, me speaky no Espanol, comprende? Me British Englishman. And then we have frantically mime, which is one of the worst. What mime is that? He's shaking his hands up. Okie cookie. Disco duck, I think later we'll say.
Yeah.
And then he just gets fed up and shoots them. Because
Payne has no patience. He's a terrible negotiator.
Oh, he's trying to do a pickaxe motion.
Oh, yes.
But equally he can be miming someone doing the Macarena, maybe the disco duck. Eggs! And fighting. And gore. Oh my.
And samurai backgrounds.
Yeah, I wanted to hide how bad the backgrounds were, because I'd literally just done... No, I was trying to make it look like it was more movement.
Yeah.
So I was just
blur everything.
Gaussian blur to max.
But they're not actually moving all that much in that first panel.
No.
What's that lady at the back doing? She's just kind of stood there. Apparently she's doing it while moving at high speeds.
I suppose it's supposed to be intensity as well.
Yeah, I think so. Also, someone's got bored and decided to smear Vaseline on the camera.
Also, like, Captain's apparently waving his guns back and forth. He's like...
That's not how you use Uzis, is it?
You don't need to shake them. The bullets don't come in faster.
But I'm sure that's how the captain actually thinks, though.
All the actions look like they're flags as well.
Are you mocking the flag of Pubello Village?
I do quite like that guy in the second panel who's been shot to pieces and is just alarmed by the other bullet coming his way through a woman's head. Yeah, owned! That's totally not out of character at all.
I don't think that's Payne saying that. I think that's just the narrator.
There's no just narration there, like, yes, owned. No, he's definitely screaming that.
Okay. Alright, this is still a flashback, isn't it? This is Payne retelling.
Yeah, I suppose he could have made that bit up. Or the captain's injecting saying, and then he kicked someone and he was like, yeah, owned. That is my teenage gamer coming through.
Yeah, definitely. You're like, what, 17, 18 at this point?
I think so, yeah. And he gets hit the face with smokes. And I didn't have a script for this one. Does it show? Yes. Yes, it does. Especially the panel where he randomly starts using gamer lingo. Despite the fact his character trait is that he doesn't use computers.
Although you haven't signed on that yet.
That's very interesting now, because there's... we're looking at the DNR version of the next page, which is CSI Pubello.
Yeah, that one you did copy and paste on actual images, didn't you?
Yeah, this is when I got into the habit. I had the brainwave of, rather than trying to draw, because there's a cameo from Gil Grissom, because I was into CSI at the time. My family was watching it every night, so couldn't get out of it. We were kind of...
Yeah, but if you go on the comic dish version, this page looks very, very different.
Yes, because at some point I realised I don't really want to use copyright infringing pictures. Not only does it not look particularly good, but also it's kind of copyright-tastic, really. So you can get someone could take it down because it's literally just pictures of Gil Grissom copied and pasted into the page.
Yeah.
But I have a version of this page where I've actually just traced over the pictures of Gil Grissom.
Because it's slightly jarring because the stuff you traced over looks a lot more detailed than the panels before it.
It doesn't look particularly brilliant. What I wanted it to look like, have you seen those like CSI Miami memes?
Yeah.
Where it just ends with, yeah! When he puts his glasses on. That was from a site called Bigger Than Cheeses.
Oh, yes.
And no one never credits the image to that, because it's just a meme. What he did there is he basically kind of traced over the character.
Yeah.
but in a way that made it look posterised.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do the same, but we did just failed magnificently. So, we've kind of got 3 images of Keel Grissom looking very, very weird. And it does jar, you're right, it's spot on, because compared to the other panels that we've got here where they're very cartoony, suddenly we've got semi-realistic, traced over Keel Grissom.
Yeah.
I kind of actually like the one where I've just dumped the image in. If it wasn't copyright-tastic, I'd keep it like that. Just kind of like the randomness.
There he is.
Suddenly, Keel Grissom. And then, episode 30. TP. Where Captain breaks into every single building. And then we point out that the route that you take in Resident Evil 4 isn't
conventional.
Isn't conventional, but it must be what everyone else is doing, because it's the only route through the town.
Yeah.
Which involves them going through a house and a mine shaft to get to the church, because you can't get through any other way.
Very weird place.
And we point out there's no toilets either.
Yeah.
But then there's lots of brown in the game, so you assume that...
It's pretty much anywhere.
And we get to meet the merchant, who I love as a character. One of my favourite characters of all time, actually.
Yes. That random cockney geezer who sells you guns.
Got something you might need, stranger.
Yeah.
Might want to wipe your ass with this. Thank you. Okay, episode 31.
Yeah, introducing the merchant.
Well, we met him last episode.
Well, he appeared in the final panel. He hasn't said anything yet.
And the basic gist is that he's Cockney, so obviously he sings a lot of Mary Poppins songs.
Lots and lots of Mary Poppins songs.
They're very, very bad.
Cockney accent.
Cockney accent. Better or worse than Dick Van Dyke?
Well, from what I understand, Dick Van Dyke's language coach didn't actually know what Cockney sounded like either, so I think the merchant probably sounds slightly bad.
Yeah, possibly. It's a jolly holiday with Mary.
Yeah.
It's not too bad, is it? It's some of the pages we've seen by comparison.
Yeah. I was going to make the Flasher joke, then I remembered that was from a completely different strip reader.
I think that's the next one, isn't it?
No, that was IDD.
Oh, yeah, okay. Number 32.
Bricks.
Oh,
yeah.
So this is another one of those where I was too lazy to draw the interface, so I just took a screenshot of I literally loaded up the game, got my terrible digital camera out, took a picture of it and used that.
Yeah. And you can tell it's a photograph.
Pull up a comparison there, just to have a quick look.
Yeah, because he did completely redraw it.
I traced over it, basically.
Brick potential.
And it looks a little bit better, I suppose. It still stands out a mile, because the one I've drawn is just traced over.
Well, yeah, the one you drew is a lot clearer what's happening, whereas the other one, you can actually see the screen kind of curve where you've taken a picture of a...
Yeah.
Because I forgot what type of TV you used to have. It wasn't flat screen or anything.
Well, it was a CRT, because it was a CRT game, because PS2 wasn't really HD with it. So it was a typical CRT television. Didn't have any screen capture software, didn't have even a PC, so I had to take a picture using a camera, and that's why it's got a slight bulge to it.
Yeah.
I might have attempted to try and straighten it out a bit in the software. I don't think I did.
I don't think you really knew how at that point. You may have played with resolution or something, but that's about it.
But I can see I've actually, in one of the pictures where inside the suitcase, I've actually threw out all the guns, apart from the ones that they'd actually have. Yeah. Like the revolver, Captain's Uzi.
Yeah.
Did I add a second Uzi in the...
No.
I didn't.
No.
Interesting.
One Uzi, flashbang, an egg.
A herb.
Yeah.
Or herb, depending if you're American.
Yeah. Herb. I do like the little profile picture you put up for Pain, even though it's your standard Pain
that
picture.
That was a generic picture I put together. That wasn't drawn for this page specifically. I remember that was just a random picture I had of him that I inked and coloured.
Yeah, and then stuck over Leon. Never really did a lot with the whole suitcase thing in the whole Detulux parody, did we? Then...
Well, again, he didn't really need it, did he?
No, that's what holsters are for.
Well, he's got a jacket with infinite pockets in it, so
that's it.
Why does he need a suitcase? Oh, yes.
Then we get to the plot.
The plot, which is pretty much lifted from the bit in Resident Evil 4 where you get inside the church and Sadler just kind of...
immediately starts...
Hello, my friend. Here's my evil, nefarious plot.
Yes.
And conveniently speaks English.
Yes.
Much like Sadler, actually. It's funny, like most of the main characters in that game, the only important ones spoke English.
Yeah, but wasn't it a case that the people running this cult had actually just moved in from another place and decided to just start using the village for experimentation or something?
No, I'm pretty sure they were like a local elitist or something, elitist family, and they found something under the castle where they were digging up. Because remember, the Plagas aren't laboratory experiments.
Yeah, I know the Plagas was actually found in like a mining operation or something, but I'm pretty sure Sadler just kind of turned up afterwards to kind of benefit off of the whole thing somehow. I'm not sure if he actually came from the same place all these random Spanish farmers did.
I think it's still implied that he's supposed to be Spanish.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe he's just some random, because he speaks with an accent.
Oh yeah,
it's not just some random dude turns up.
Okay. Well, maybe just from a different city, town thing.
And then, Return of the Fire Effects.
Yep.
Lovely, lovely anime fire effects. And close up on the face because he's pissed off. And then lots of Sith jokes, because Sadler looked a lot like the Emperor.
Yeah, Darth Sidious.
The joke crushed me into Palpatine doesn't make any sense. Sounds a little bit like Pope.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was going for.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, when did I start using Comic Sans?
I don't know. There was a little stretch where you went for Comic Sans, and then suddenly it became one of these things where people hated Comic Sans everywhere because it was overused, so you just got...
Well, Comic Sans is just a terrible font anyway.
Yeah.
Apparently I started using it right back at the beginning of this storyline. Number 34.
Where we're reminded that this whole thing's just one big flashback. Narration boxes.
Narration boxes everywhere. I've tried laying them across to make it more interesting to read, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
And remarking that some of the NPCs had hats.
Yes.
Some of the Canados were exactly the same character model, but they had hats.
Yeah. Oh god, and Hayley turns up.
Hayley! Big-eared, jug-eared Hayley.
What's the point of her?
I still can't draw women. Or hands. Look at the claw. Look at the claw!
Women have fingernails, but the men don't. Hayley just looked very stoned in that last panel with her in. But she always looks stoned. But I think that's just the case that you wanted to show her femininity by putting eyeshadow on, so she always has to have her eyes half closed.
Yeah. I don't know, there's no eyeshadow there.
Well, no, she's just got her eyes half closed randomly.
I'm not quite sure why.
That's just how you drew women.
And Peon turns up.
Because snakes.
Because they were annoying in that game.
Yes.
And second time in a storyline I've used the word owned, which is a horrible, horrible phrase.
Yeah, but back when we were 17 we used it all the time, didn't we?
Yes.
Or sometimes we started to saying pwned instead because of that one typo you made of a form once.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, this is where we start getting a bit risque. So the merchant reappears, and you can see in one of the panels where I've had to change stuff on the cell screen.
Yeah.
And the font doesn't quite match.
No, it doesn't.
I wonder what it looks like on the new version. Oh, it looks better in that one.
Yeah.
One of the things for sale is clearly Hayley's virginity.
Which is just wrong. So many ways.
But then you can... I don't know why I went down this route. I don't even know where this came from. It's been 2 years since my last sexual encounter, stranger.
I think it's just because you thought there was something about the merchant that looked slightly, I don't know, perverted or something? I don't know.
Well, he does wear a flasher coat.
Yeah, I think that was it.
I mean, he keeps flashing you anyway, but, like, for his wares.
Yeah.
And he does strike me as the kind of guy who would, well...
Yeah.
And I didn't know why I had to put the Basic Instinct reference in at the end there as well.
Because you thought it was funny. It made sense at the time.
Where I've literally traced over a DVD cover of... Oh no, it's not even a DVD cover. So that's a picture from Basic Instinct of Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
And then I've put that on a generic DVD box.
Yeah.
And...
Turned it into the merchant.
I think the legs, they look hairy, but I'm not sure if they're supposed to look hairy. It might have been supposed to be tights.
No, they were supposed to look hairy. He gave him very hairy yet feminine legs.
Right, okay. And then I've backed out at the end saying that she's of consenting age. Hayley's consenting age, barely. Well, that makes everything alright then, doesn't it?
Sure, why not?
Yes, the second guide. Mr. Payne's Guide to Fishing. With the lake area where I've done the best I can of the water, which is apparently just another horrible filter of some sort.
Oh, at least it's not a texture. But there doesn't seem to be any textures on this so far.
I think at this point I was just thinking of different takes on various boss fights and stuff.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, it was a bit too in-depth really, wasn't it? I could have skipped most of this. There wasn't really a need for all this stuff.
No.
Like, I know that there's a joke at the end here for Free Largo where I basically traced over the Free Willy poster and put the Del Largo monster on top of it, but I don't think the storyline would suffer if this bit wasn't included.
Yeah, probably not. It's just, I guess it kind of counts as character development since it's obviously Payne abusing the captain again, but that's about it.
Now, 37, I suppose, I can see 37, I remember in the game there was a bit where it suddenly goes all dark and opposite they get red eyes and it's a pain in the butt. We got to escort Ashley through various areas and stuff. I think this was just me taking it out, really. Yeah. There's one panel there where she's supposed to be opening a crisp packet, but it's not obvious at all.
And one when she's on the stool trying to escape a really tall mouse,
Really
apparently.
Yeah, because if you trace that mouse's legs to the floor, no wonder she's terrified.
Maybe it's on a footstool or something.
It's a mutant mouse.
With incredibly long legs. And we're back to the present now.
Back to the present, because that whole
everything that's happened
thing.
so far was entirely necessary for
Yes, we
reasons.
needed to recount every single bit of it.
Yes.
I think the bit at the end was because I was looking through the script and I thought, well, how come they got a guy with a chainsaw and they haven't burst through the door yet?
Yeah.
So I kind of highlighted that. It's quite a nice touch.
Yeah.
I might have stolen that from John Boy's at the end, actually, a bit where they're like, hang on a minute, if they got teleporting monsters outside, how come they haven't just teleported through the door yet? And then the monsters realise they can just teleport.
Oh yeah, Mary Soonis.
Mary Soonis, yeah. Payne's left aside and we don't see the epic fight, can be bothered to draw it. But then he finds a hockey mask and chases the chainsaw guy out of the house with the chainsaw.
Because...
And then scares them all off.
Because Jason is a thing.
I mean, I can see the point I was trying to make, because in the game you can't use a chainsaw.
No.
Which, would have been a pretty cool weapon.
Yeah.
If entirely impractical, because once you've got it stuck in someone, it's a pain in the arse to get it out of.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's cool, but it's definitely kind of Mary Soonis where it's...
Yeah, like
it's
somehow he
overkill.
managed to wrestle the chainsaw off of the chainsaw guy.
I don't think it was a complete accident.
I think so too.
Oh, and then we got one page which is literally they have a cave troll.
Why did they have cave trolls again? They were just cave trolls.
And even in the tagline for episode 39, I'm like, on the Naruto scale, this episode would be classed as filler. Why is it the Naruto scale?
Because Naruto is went for a period where pretty much every episode was filler.
I didn't even ever watch Naruto, so I don't even know why that's on there.
Neither of us did, but we had friends who did, and they were constantly complaining that they were on this. Well, the current season was made up almost entirely of filler, so I can't remember why they were waiting, why the series was waiting for a story to finally happen, but they were just in filler zone.
I vaguely remember that on the next page. The farmers had a random retinal scan, didn't they?
Yeah.
I know that was in the game, and that's the thing. You needed his fake eye to scan it.
Yeah, it was a bit strange considering the state of everything that we've seen so far.
Well, it was weird because obviously Sadler had a lot of technology because he had his own private military island sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I suppose that was an inkling that they had some sort of resources behind them.
Yeah, although I suppose the island was where all his main forces actually were, whereas this village was just a kind of test bed for whatever they were doing with the parasites. So I guess they didn't really feel the need to kit this out with all the technology they needed elsewhere.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised I drew most of this stuff in the fight.
Yeah.
I went to the lengths of actually having transform, and I actually included the character, and I went to the lengths of...
I do really like this sequence, just because it's ridiculous.
Still Mary Soonis though, isn't it? Because he's just got the chainsaw and he uses it to solve all his problems.
And the captain gets abused again.
And then at the end I highlight that the chief was actually quite supposedly a learned man, and he spoke quite grandiosely.
Yes.
Because he wasn't all rah, 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 all the time.
Yeah. Oh. It's only when they go to their monster forms where they just lose the ability to speak properly or, I guess, reason or whatever. They just suddenly become angry, mutated things.
Hey, did you notice I managed to get the word monkey into this episode 3 whole times? Cool. Spelt K-E...
I think you were just really struggling to find taglines for here, so you're just being kind of sarcastic. At least I hope you're being sarcastic.
I think I just didn't know what to write, so I just wrote some shite instead. It's 41. Oh, right, this is where I randomly introduced Ben, because I realised we weren't going to see the rest of the cast for forever. So I randomly...
And you had no way to get past that cave troll without turning Payne some sort of Superman.
I admire my insistence on actually, including every single bit of the Resident Evil 4 story to a certain extent.
Yeah.
It's because they do follow the plot pretty much to the letter.
It does.
There's a couple of deviances, but most of it's quite unnecessary. I think I could have just cut down the village bit.
Yeah.
They could have taken a shortcut. Much like they do later on with the mansion. It's like, let's use the tradesman's entrance. They could have... I think we could have skipped a lot of this.
Yeah, well, to be fair, with the village stuff, they haven't met the merchant yet, so that's probably why they didn't...
But I think this was a recurring problem I had anyway in general when I was doing parodies, is I go too far in depth. I mean, I did the entirety of Goldfinger.
Yeah, although, how old were you when you did that?
I always default back to 14, but it might have been a bit older, might have been a bit younger. I once did a parody version of Goldfinger, which was to the letter of the original film.
It really was.
But the main joke was that his name's Goldfisher, so every reference to gold has been changed to fish.
One of Masterson's sisters, she was just kind of covered in fish instead of painted gold, wasn't
Yes,
she?
she was covered in a pile of fish. And they, rather than Fort Knox, the grand scheme is to break into Fort Locks, and Locks is a name for fish oil.
Yeah.
And rather than irradiate gold supply, he's going to irradiate the American fish supply with the intention of selling them his stock of fish.
It made about as much sense as the proper Goldfinger.
I don't know. But it was definitely a problem I had when I was younger. Is I just insisted on everything had to be followed to the letter. Apart from the chainsaw, obviously. It's like, how else would you go through this scenario? And apparently the way to get through the cave troll fight is to have a 7-foot Scotsman
with super strength
appear from nowhere and rip their spine out.
He kind of hand waves it. I mean, they thought he was on holiday.
Oh dear. Ben Nevis was last mentioned all the way back in episode 11. Not that it matters really. I only mention it because I always wanted to do this editor's note type thing.
Yeah, you got...
:P.
Yeah, I think you actually put 2 random notes on here, didn't you? The other tagline just being
I've
something about Terry Pratchett.
One of my favourite Terry Pratchett books twice, and it's FUD. Because the sound effects gets used twice.
Yeah, very good book though.
Oh, and we get Ben's profile.
Yay! With the entire one picture.
With the entire one picture. It's just him leaping off the cliff and archive pending updates, because I didn't have any pictures of him at the time.
You probably had some somewhere in your files, but they were all from when you were like 13 years old or something.
Yeah.
So.
I still consider the footnote about him wrestling 2 Loch Ness monsters to be canon.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever actually had a wielded a bazooka either, have we?
No.
That's something we may need to remedy at some point.
It hasn't really been called for yet, has it? No. I think the moment Ben needs to arm himself is probably something when they're in really deep trouble.
And then we got some desktop wallpaper featuring all the profile pictures with the age-old tagline, "We break your legs so you don't have to." I always did like that tagline.
I always like that one as well.
Spam-A-Lot.
Ah, yes.
Where it's all a Monty Python joke.
The captain doesn't understand.
Camelot being a model.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's 2 versions of this as well, where there's a bit where Peon and Haley get to the edge of the cliff, and they're surrounded by Ganados.
And you could not be bothered to
Could
draw the
not
crowd
be bothered
scene.
to draw the crowd scene, so I took a bit from the cutscene. I might have print screened it off a YouTube video or something.
Maybe, because it doesn't have
It's
the same...
not. It's not a photograph.
Yeah, it's definitely not a photograph.
Could have been a publicity photograph. To be fair, it might be one off the back of one of the boxes.
Maybe.
But it's from the right moment, because you can see the drawbridge lines, which aren't on my... I haven't drawn the drawbridge lines on mine.
No.
What does the alternative version look like?
Better, from what I remember.
Well, it looks random, because I remember, because it's super detailed where the Ganados are, and they're all in proportion as opposed to all the other characters, so it just looks...
I think you had me do all the flame effects on the torches as well, so there's that.
Oh, I am terrible.
It's not quite as jarring.
Well, it's... I'm glad I did it, because I'm not brilliantly fond of the idea of using copyright infringing.
Yeah, because it jarred a lot more when it was just a proper photo with random cartoon people in front of it.
Feeling Flushed, where we meet the secondary antagonist for an entire page and then writes him off entirely.
Yeah.
And I decided for Birdner to give him Goody Old Star as the font for his speech, because he's quite an eloquent speaker.
Yeah.
So I'd like certain characters, I will give them a different font just to get across the fact that they're posh or they speak in a certain way. I have no idea why I've given Salazar, or in this case Saladzor, this horrible sort of italicised, barely readable font.
That's readable.
I don't know if it's because it's supposed to be represent his accent, or if he's...
Was.
I don't know what I was thinking.
No. Well, I'm interested to know where Saladzor came from.
It's one of the variation of Salazar. I couldn't think of anything for Salazar, so I just went for Saladzor.
Fair enough.
And it's not Ramon, it's Raymond.
Yeah.
Raymond!
It suits him.
And then they treat him like a kid, because I do quite like that bit. Like, he likes to pretend. Would you like? I don't know where he gets the lollipop from either.
He just has lollipops on him.
Why? That's not creepy at all.
Maybe he just likes to have something in case he runs out of booze. You don't know.
And then Ben steps in and solves everyone's problems just by killing everything.
Well, that's why he exists. He's there to solve the problem.
He's there to solve problems with muscle. And then I regret this last panel significantly because there's no room in the game that looks like that.
No.
There is a hallway area, but it's very intricate and that would have required effort. So I instead just drew a huge box room and then populated it with stuff. And also some horrible textures that don't make sense given the perspective. You can see the perspective line there go down, but the texture's going straight up.
Yeah.
So it looks like Stan's jacket from Monkey Island.
Yeah. I just kind of like the callback to the this stuff doesn't taste like water joke.
Yeah, that's an alright joke, but the just the room itself is horrible. And also, I know for a fact I copied and pasted the Predator dudes from an earlier panel.
Like the ones right
that
there.
One there. I just recoloured the one in black to be red, and copied and pasted the statue I drew, and
random images of Badona.
Birdner.
I like calling him Badona.
Badona.
I cannot pronounce his name.
Also, a mosaic on the wall, which
that was very random.
Pretty certain is actually just one of the earlier panels. That one.
Yeah.
There's like panel 4. Where I've cut him out and then pixelated it using like pixel feature on whatever it is, Paintshop Pro.
Yeah.
Just awful.
The fan art.
43.5. So we had a friend who randomly decided to do a bit of fan art featuring one of their characters.
Yeah, he used Paint.
He did it in Microsoft Paint. And he's done a good job of it, to be fair. It's not the worst picture ever. It's quite nicely coloured.
Yeah. Even the captain.
And the idea is that they meet this guy in the hallway and he threatens them a bit, so I thought I'd kind of write it in as a random joke. So that's why it's 43.5. I don't think I've included it on the comic disc site. I think I skipped over it.
I think you skipped it.
And then I've called it Special Delivery because I tend to do special episodes.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, deliveries, that might be something Detulux do. So what we call a special episode, we call them Special Deliveries.
Makes sense.
Kind of. I also like the fact I've done the Roman numerals like XXIVB. Because how do you do a 0.5 with...
I don't think they had decimal points in...
Roman numerals.
Yeah.
But there is... So obviously the follow-up panel I've drawn is pretty much the guy's got the sword stuck. I've actually drawn it in his crotch, but it's supposed to be up his arse. It's supposed to be his back, but then Tune said, that's cruel, you've basically broken his legs, and then stuck the sword in his crotch. And then twisted his head around.
It does look very odd.
It was supposed to be his back, basically.
And you broke his leg.
Because there's this kind of cloth bit on his front, and I forgot to draw the other half of it, so it looks like his front.
Yeah.
And then an offhand joke, because when our friend drew his version, all the characters were a very, very luminous kind of magenta colour.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you fixed Ben and Payne, but you left the captain alone.
These two. I might not have needed a fixed Payne. It might have just been these two were off, I think.
Yeah.
So I think I'm allergic to herbs. I quite like that.
Yeah.
But I don't consider it canon. It is a random one.
Yeah.
And then, oh look, it's
Yay!
Author and Searching Character number 2's finally arrived.
She's totally not the accountant, almost.
Totally not the accountant. And you can see her in the very first panel where we meet her. That was from a picture I think I drew just as a model reference.
Yeah.
And I coloured it and the rest of it, and I couldn't be bothered to redraw it, so I just copied and pasted it in.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because that's how I roll.
It's a good image of her.
And then obviously she's using the Samina Wrong rather than
Ada
Wong, yes. And then the very last panel is pretty much just a typical, I think it's an Inspector Clouseau joke.
Yeah, it is.
Because the old closet play, I do enjoy a good closet play.
Yeah. Replaced with split bomb glasses.
Yes.
Kind of a random comic, really, because she doesn't really do anything. She just turns up, says hi, and then smoke grenades and buggers off.
That's what Ada used to do in the games, to be fair. She turns up 2 or 3 times and she gets she's all mysterious, throws a flashbang glasses or something.
Yeah, although I'm pretty sure one of the first meetings with her in the game, Leon and Ada actually get into a bit of a knife fight and there's a bit of banter, then she buggers off. It's not a case of, hello, bye!
Bants. Well, I was trying to breeze through this as quickly as possible,
yeah,
so rather than just omit and edit some stuff, I just included everything and had people turn up for a second, like the next character.
Although I do kind of like that Lewis only shows up for like 5 seconds to say, "Hi, I was randomly have something you may be interested in. Oh, I'm dead."
Yeah, it gets killed by penis tentacle.
Yes.
It's not penis. It's no penis.
Yeah,
but
everyone just assumes it is.
It's long and purple, and it comes out from under his robe, so we have to assume.
Yes.
And I do quite like the follow-up joke to the fact that there's more snakes in the barrel inside
the castle than there was outside.
I think the barrel inside the castle still had snakes, did they?
Yeah, I think they did, because I'm pretty sure that was based off something that actually happened to you while you were playing the game.
There's an ending bit here of where it's like, I've had it with these motherfucking snakes, these motherfucking barrels.
Yeah.
I spent ages trying to get those snakes to elongate, because I had to take that off the snakes on a plane poster. And the barrel was very badly photoshopped as well, but I remember I spent ages on that, and I was very pleased with it afterwards.
Yeah.
Even though I think one of the snakes, if you follow him around, is huge compared to the other.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
The other one's like a fraction. You don't even see the other end of the other one, because I couldn't quite get them to fit around the barrel properly. So.
Yeah. Well, you did a pretty good job at that.
And then a penetration joke at the end, of course. Bargaining. Right, yes. Here's where the merchants set up shop inside the castle. And I do like this page, because it's just kind of one of those things where, in Resident Evil 4, why does Leon not just rob the guy blind?
Oh, but he is an FBI agent or security.
Yeah, but that's usually an argument for. When I'm FBI, give me all your stuff.
Yeah. And I think it's just because he's supposed to be the good guy and therefore have morals or something to that effect.
But does that imply that everyone who comes to the village also buy stuff off the merchant? Is he making a trade out of all these people visiting the horrible
I feel that the merchant is just a very good scam artist who saw Leon coming.
Well, no, because he's got like shops hidden everywhere, like proper trade posts. He's got them next to boating docks. It's not just like he's turned up. He
even has shooting ranges for you to play around with.
And little toys based on Leon and all the other characters in the game.
Maybe he's a wizard. A wizard con artist. He's just following Leon around.
It's definitely an established trade business.
Yeah, it is.
Because he's not just running up the hill with his sack full of stuff, putting it all out on the table and then waiting for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise it'd just be a table. We're talking like full-on outposts where I spill beer all over my lap. We may have to pause. So before I emptied half a bottle of Budweiser over my trousers, we were saying that the merchant must be running these gunshots for any rube who happens to turn up.
Yeah. Maybe he was actually selling some of the guns to the guys on the private island, but I don't really know about the castle.
But they didn't really use pistols and machine guns. They had, like, the JJs who had miniguns.
I might have been selling them all the stun sticks and things, but because they refused to buy all the other stuff, that's why he was then trying to offload it on Leon.
Maybe they said. But if you try to offload it, you just charge cheaper prices.
I didn't say that the merchant was good at offloading things, just that was the intention.
And I noticed that because the first shooting range doesn't turn up to the mansion, he's had enough time to have custom Leon figures made.
Yeah.
So that's not weird at all.
There's Ada and Hayley and all the other people that we've met so far.
He had a nice little business running.
Yeah.
But I remember the shop there was one shop in the castle where it's literally like a little alcove.
Yeah.
Where he's found himself a little like broom cupboard somewhere. And he's just he's got like a little table across the rest of it.
Yeah.
And he's just sat there waiting for people to walk through, which isn't random at all.
Mm.
And also, I subscribe to the theory that it's only one merchant rather than multiple merchants.
Yeah.
I think it's the same guy.
He's just very good at getting around.
I do like this 2-panel bit there where the merchant's talking halfway through and then suddenly it's exactly the same panel, but he's got his eyes open and there's a gun in front of his face. And even the hand doesn't look too bad, just holding the gun. Yeah. The angle looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Even some of this stuff doesn't look too bad, where it's like perspective from the other side, or pretty good. 47. Oh right.
The D word.
So there's a guy called Jack Krauser in Resident Evil 4, and I didn't know what to do with him. So then I realised there's a guy called Jack Bauer in a series called 24. So I got confused because it was rhyming with Resident Evil 4. But in a series called 24, which I've never seen a single episode of. Yes. So I thought, what if I replace Jack Krauser with Jack Bauer and make Jack Bowser?
Yeah, that was kind of random, really, wasn't it?
And my picture of Kiefer Sutherland, just for some reason, over the course of the series, his nose gets bigger and bigger.
It really does.
by the end of his last appearances, his nose is huge.
It's almost as big as his face.
At this time, there's supposed to be another appearance from, at the time of recording this, that he is supposed to reappear in one of the pages you've got to draw at some point.
Yeah, he does.
So I don't know if you're going to shrink his nose back down and make him look a bit more like Keith Sutherland.
Well, I might just make it bigger just to continue the joke. We'll see.
Possibly. Maybe it's like maybe he's got a little tentacle on the end now or something.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like a mutation. I don't know, but basically there's a long panel here which is supposed to be a Mickey Sago previously on 24 and it's 25 and a half.
Yeah.
Which was difficult because you can't do half numbers on digital clocks usually, so I just turned the one sideways.
Yeah.
I think I based this on synopses of all. I think there's like 3 or 4 series at the time.
Yeah, so you read the entirety of the Wikipedia page and then just made a comic based on it, from what I remember.
So this is basically a Wikipedia summary comic of. He doesn't work for CTU. He works for CUT.
Yes, because of the joke.
Because he likes cutting things as well later on. So worked quite nicely.
Yeah.
And on the Wikipedia article, the basic gist I got was his wife gets killed. He gets really upset about it, and then he gets on the following series. He has to go stop a bomb from going off. He gets tortured to the point where he gets a heart condition, and then I believe in one of the series he gets heroin addiction.
Yes.
And this was around the point where I decided he was going to go rogue.
Yeah. Although I don't think the commander slowly turning into a pimp was part of the
No, that
series.
was just a colouring thing. Originally, he was supposed to be just wearing different clothes in every episode, and I noticed it was getting more flamboyant over the course of there's one panel where he's got a green shirt, pink tie, and I thought maybe the next one I'll just make him even more flamboyant, and then have him just go, like he's gone fully pimp.
Well, even before that, he was what was it? We've got
Got
bioweapons in the hizzle.
I don't know where that came from, if it's the colouring dictated it, or whether it's just a random thing.
So I
guess I might have coloured the first page, and then I realised that he was slowly turning into a pimp, so then I did the second page and just have him go full on
pimp.
I just realised he's not even wearing the same suit in the 2 pimp panels.
No,
There's a continuity error there.
Yeah, first his coat's open and somehow he gets clothes, so I don't know if his jacket's still on underneath it or not. The magic coat that changes.
And but to be fair, at the end, it's like amazing, isn't it? Wouldn't believe I've never actually seen a whole episode of 24 in my life. God bless Wikipedia. So,
yeah.
And then we get a bit of dialogue where I think in the game, Birdman's quoting Sadler verbatim now. This is like the entire cutscene.
There's a little bit where you've had to change a few details, like English Bulldog instead of the American Dog.
The American Dog. I've changed it to the English Bulldog. Krauser go get the girl, or Bowser go get the girl. Suppose that petty arms dealer while you're at it. And then I think Krauser actually says something along the lines of give me 24 hours or 12 hours or something.
Yeah, I can't remember, but they definitely did start haggling in the game.
Well, obviously I thought, well, if he's from a series called 24, I'll make that the joke, is that he always has 24 hours, and the other guy's like, well, I've got things to do. And he's like, well, I always get 24 hours, and then they start haggling for how many hours it's going to take. And then Birdner pulls out his Nintendo DS.
Because he's got nothing else to do.
Because I quite like the idea of a grandiose cultist man
playing Nintendogs.
Playing Nintendogs. And going, oh, you're my little snuggly wuggly puppy. Kuchiku. I'd like to say it was a metaphor for how controlling he likes to be. He likes to control things. But no, I just thought the image was funny because he had a DS.
It was.
And then I basically decided I can't be bothered to do any more of the castle stuff, so they find the tradesman's entrance.
Yeah.
And they get out.
It's probably a good thing that you didn't decide to do the castle, word for word, as it went down in the game.
Otherwise, we wouldn't even be near the end of the story now.
No, we've really just been leaving the castle.
That's terrible. And Ben and the captain are loaded up like Rambo. That won't last long because that got really boring to draw. I instantly regretted having the idea of them kitted out.
Yeah.
The moment I drew it.
Wasn't it me who suggested how to fix that?
Well, we'll have a look at that in the next comic. But to make up for the fact that they didn't go to the castle, I just threw everything that was in the castle at Peon at once. So the giant stone robot, which came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's weird.
The blind guy with claws, who when I played the game I didn't know was blind, so I spent the entire time running around like a spaz. Flying roach things, the suits of armour, cultists, and finally the gimp.
Yeah.
Gimp ogre, cave troll.
Yeah.
Gimp troll. That was random as well. I don't know why they used to put them in gimp outfits in the castle.
Yeah, in the really hot lava pit, or wherever that was. steel mill. I don't even know what was going on in that whole boss fight.
But then, yes, you had the right idea. I think you must have got the idea for the following page where they get a lift to the island, but they have to get rid of all the guns.
Yeah.
So they literally rob this guy blind, and then when they're all kitted up,
the accountant shows up and says, don't pull that. You can't come to the island.
And then they just throw everything on the floor. And
I thought that wouldn't come back to bite them.
Kind of wish I'd kept the grenade strapped to Captain's hat. Because it's just a funny image that you just gaffer taped it to his hat.
So much could go wrong with that.
And then at some point, about halfway through, Captain makes a suggestion, which in retrospect, I kind of wish they'd went with. Why are we doing this? We could just go home.
But I think it's canon at this point that Payne just sometimes gets really curious about what's going on around him and just kind of gets distracted. So that's pretty much the entire reason for why this is still going on.
Bit of exposition as well, just to recap. Why are they doing this? What are they doing? What are the goals? And I remember the original version of this, the final panel, there is no Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of this, there just being like a little kind of carnival night zone area on the island.
Yeah.
Where it's like a really oppressive military compound island apart from this one bit on the corner.
Yeah.
And I remember the original version didn't have that, and it just said, I almost drew a Ferris wheel on the island.
Yeah.
And then someone said...
I think quite a few of your readers are saying, come on, put the Ferris wheel on. That'd be hilarious.
Lol, you should have put the Ferris wheel, that would have been so funny. Yeah, I added it. And then that completely rewrote the next page.
It did, it really did. Well, I'd say for the better. It's interesting.
Oh no, the next page is the Detulux 50 special.
Oh yeah.
Where we briefly come back to the Detulux compound to find out what the henchmen are doing. Not a lot. And they decide they're going to throw darts at the new guy.
Because he's a brown noser who...
At least the darts look like darts this time.
Yeah, but what we decided they were using last time, this random sticks or whatever.
They look like bits of metal with like pointy black...
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, it was a nice TV show. I wanted to just highlight that they're not doing much. I think there's two versions of this one, because I noticed the next panel where we go to the random one-off gags. Yeah. Now for something completely different. That background image, I think I changed.
You might have, I can't remember. Yeah,
yes, I've just done some horrible
Tropical Island
trees. And I think the robot chicken's there, because obviously this is a robot chicken type format where it's just random jokes. I don't know why Payne looks like Hunter S. Thompson.
Because you thought it was funny. We've been reading a lot of trans men at the time and just thought, you know what, why not?
Given the cigarette holder, pair of aviators, which always have Desert Horizon in them.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing you see in a lot of like 80s things involving like a reflective surface is it's always looking at a desert horizon, nothing else. It's just pure desert.
Yeah.
Could be anywhere, but it's always desert.
Yeah.
And now the funniest part is that at the end of it, the motion turns up in a Linux Stranger t-shirt, and Payne threatens to beat his head in. But I actually use Linux every day now in my workplace, so I am the merchant.
I don't think your 17-year-old self actually knew that much about Linux, just that it was the third-party thing.
It was that weird system that real proper geeks used to use because you had to use the command line. I quite like the Linux Stranger t-shirt though.
Yeah.
I'd wear that. And then a random Davy Jones joke, because we've been watching a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean at the time as well.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of debt? Sell me your soul.
I'm fairly certain we ended up discussing this whole thing just after we got back from watching Pirates of the Caribbean as well.
What? So. As how you'd be getting the souls these days if you were still around?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
eBay, obvious, really.
I do vaguely remember us getting out of the car when you were doing all these impressions of Davy Jones, but I don't know if that's the first time we ever talked about it.
The very last part of this, with the GTA Saga Edition, I remember came out of some doodles I did in sixth form.
Yeah.
When I was just doing stuff while talking to a friend of ours. And then I decided to turn them into a proper sequence. I think that the first one where Sonic's singing, because that's an obscure joke, isn't it? Because that's basically, there used to be a TV advert in the UK for
the Green Cross Code.
Green Cross Code, where look left, look right. And there's a couple of hedgehogs crossing the road, basically.
While singing the song.
A little ditty which was, and stop, and you'll be king of the road.
It was on YouTube, though. I'm sure we'll put a link to it in the description.
Yes, I'm sure we will. Obviously, the punchline is they get run over by CJ and Claude from the GTA series. Yep. And then Dr. Robotnik pays them some cash because he's a pimp.
He's proper gangster.
Proper gangster.
OG.
Like Sonic the Roadkill, he just looks so pathetic. And then a whole bunch of stuff at the end for copyrights as to various characters and stuff. I know the original intention was every 100 or every 50 episodes I was going to have like a random section on the end of each Detulux, but I doubt we'll be continuing that.
No.
In fact, in future, I may even strip that bit off the end of the 50th episode.
Yeah, fair enough.
In future uploads, or re-uploads, I might just strip it and have it just as like, meanwhile, back at the base. But the GTA bit was turned into a 500 pixel wallpaper or something.
Yeah, something like
completely mucked up the size of the wallpaper, so it's tiny. Oh, it's 800 pixels. So yeah, if you've got a tiny CRT monitor, you could enjoy this as a background. And then, as pure self-indulgence, I go off on a tangent about some really, really old comics I did.
Yeah.
Where there was a guy called Eternal Man, and his superpower was...
stuff.
Eternal Man, and his superpower was... he's eternal.
Although I think he does some stuff with telekinesis or something later on. Like...
Yeah, well, his powers were vague at best. I think the idea was that he can die.
Yeah.
He was eternal. And it was based... his original design, because this was the one I'm analysing in this comic, was he was assembled from 4 different characters from the Eternal Champion, the series on Mega Drive.
Oh, yeah.
I had the Eternal Champions poster up in my room, and I was coming up with a new character. I thought, I'll just take a bit of each one of those and stick them together.
Yeah.
And he looked a bit like that character from the DC series. Is it Metamorpho? He's got like a different arm and a different... Yeah, he looked like that. Except he had... half of him was kind of like a dude in a top hat and suit. And the top hat was cut down the middle.
Yeah.
The other half of him was a robot. And then his legs, he had one leg which was wearing tattered trousers, which was a very shriveled leg. I can't remember what the other leg looked like.
Strange.
But it was terrible, and it's just pure self-indulgence with some very ancient felt tip comics.
Yeah.
And it's nice to look back on this stuff. Dr. Robotnik turns up as the chief of police.
You just really like Dr. Robotnik's design, didn't you?
I did, yes. And it's specifically Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotics, well, it's not just Robotnik.
Really interesting nose you
with
gave
his
him.
penis nose, yes. But then all the comics used to give him penis noses as well.
True.
Captain Bosnick, not even hiding it that well. And then there's a couple of scientists who are just watching some TV in the staff room, and then a gang wearing welding masks breaks in. And then I just gave up on colouring stuff entirely. So back.
One of the scientists just goes nuts and
he's just a psychopath. He just grabs the emergency axe off the wall. Not a fire axe, just an emergency axe in case you feel the compulsive need to just kill everything in the room.
It's even look quite coloured like a fire axe. It's still rolling around on the blade.
He's chasing the dude down the street with this blood-covered axe.
Or through the facility, anyway.
The facility's literally like a big pool of toxic waste stuff with gantries around it. Because that's the safest way to have your toxic waste facility.
How else do you store toxic waste? Come on.
And there's a skylight above it. It's not the size of the roof, admittedly. This one is actually a proper skylight, but
yeah.
I quite like how one of the random gang members is like, "It's a bloke!" as the guy falls through the ceiling.
Random.
And then
someone crotch first, okay.
Yes, he swings from the ceiling using telekinetic powers to grab onto something.
Because that's how telekinesis works.
And with his crotch of spray, attacks someone with his crotch. And he hoists a bunch of people into the air, and the scientist dude picks up a gun and shoots him several times.
Because that's what you do.
And Eternal Man was basically one big rip-off of Cyborg Ninja.